In this film, we're introduced to James, a college student rushing to make it to his philosophy class on time. As he hurries down the street, anxious about being late, he finally enters the classroom. Inside, the group engages in discussions led by their instructor about various mental experiments. One such experiment involves a monkey typing out Hamlet randomly and the complexities of decision-making, like the ethical dilemmas of rescuing a girl on a tower or choosing who to save in front of an oncoming streetcar. These students, on the brink of completing their college journey, encounter a final challenge presented by their philosophy professor, Mr. Zimmett. He unveils a mental experiment, setting the stage by placing a box on the table. As per the experiment's rules, the students are restricted to using only logic to determine who among them deserves a place in the underground bunker, the only refuge from an impending nuclear disaster that threatens Earth. The bunker, originally designed for 10 occupants, faces a critical dilemma with 21 individuals, 20 students and their teacher. While provisions for sleeping arrangements and food can be managed, the equipment's oxygen capacity remains fixed for only 10 people due to the mushroom cloud aftermath from the explosions. Each participant holds distinct skills and equally unique challenges. To determine who merits a spot in the bunker, the group engages in an experiment. They draw leaves from a box, each leaf bearing a profession. However, during this selection process, the professor's coughing fits and subsequent cover-up of the box alters the experiment's trajectory. As professions are revealed, the group acknowledges the disparity between the individual's roles and the impending crisis. A poet, deemed incompatible with the practical necessities of survival, is excluded by the instructor's decision. Subsequently, through a voting process, the group settles on individuals possessing critical skills for survival: a farmer, civil engineer, electrician, doctor, senator, soldier, psychotherapist, carpenter, and chemist. In this tense turn of events, the professor holds back revealing his specialty, allowing the students to assume his skill set might outweigh that of an opera singer in terms of bunker survival. With this decision made, the group opts to disperse temporarily, recognizing that they'll be confined together for an entire year once inside the bunker. Unexpectedly, the tranquility is shattered by the alarming sound of gunfire. Rushing towards the source, the students discover the professor has taken it upon himself to eliminate those deemed unfit for the bunker, citing the intention of gathering essential supplies. Seizing the opportunity, the remaining students swiftly make their escape to the safety of the bunker. As the professor realizes the students' ruse, he makes a desperate attempt to follow them, only to be thwarted as the students seal the outer doors, locking him out. However, Petra, troubled by insomnia, ventures to the inner door of the bunker in the dead of night. There, she encounters a haunting sight: a teacher lies outside with radiation burns. Desperately, the man shows Petra a note indicating he alone knows the code required to reopen the bunker door. After that, the students comes out at the door and they think it's a trap. The students opted to spend a year inside the bunker before confirming whether Mr. Zimmett's statements were accurate. Throughout that year, Petra repeatedly approached the door where they last left him. Time passed with the students engaging in their daily routines, their anticipation growing as the crucial moment approached. A year later, attempting to leave, they discovered Mr. Zimmett had spoken the truth. The door required a specific code for exit. Despite their efforts using various tools like guns, crowbars, and attempts to dig, all proved futile. Eventually, as the bunker's food supply dwindled, the students faced a harsh reality. They had to resort to consuming the remains of the deceased electrician for sustenance. In the aftermath of the harrowing events, some students, fearing a drawn-out and painful demise, tragically choose to end their lives. Eventually, the bunker exhausts its oxygen supply, resulting in the demise of the entire group, concluding the initial experiment. During the discussion of the experiment's outcome, Mr. Zimmett unveils his true profession as the creator of the bunker, the one responsible for the door's coded security. He suggests the students rectify their past errors and conduct the experiment anew. The setting for the second experiment shifts near Mount Broma, introducing a more intricate task. This time, selection criteria encompass not only the students' skills but also their personal qualities and background data. The lineup now includes a diverse mix: a gay farmer, civil engineer, electrical engineer, genetically adept chemist, wealthy stockbroker, noble carpenter, sales agent, obstetrician, senator, lawyer, soldier with a remarkable memory, landlord, and an ordinary laborer. Once again, the final place in the bunker is reserved for Mr. Zimmett. After the students who missed the bunker tried escaping explosions in their cars, a bomb struck, wiping out everything in its path. The 9 survivors, along with the teacher, hurried back to the bunker for safety. At night, Patrick, unable to sleep, found Petra, James, and Jack together. The group decided to pair up to increase chances of conceiving. Petra chose Mr. Zimmett as her partner since James couldn't due to his orientation. Despite time passing, neither girl became pregnant. Mr. Zimmett proposed changing partners for better odds, but Bonnie opposed, announcing her disagreement to the teacher. In response, Mr. Zimmett, armed with a gun, expelled everyone from the room except Bonnie. The teacher gave her a choice: accept the new conditions or be removed from the experiment. Jack, who had been hiding in the room, observed the situation unfold. During a confrontation, Mr. Zimmett tried to use a gun, but the students managed to stop him. In the scuffle, Jack injured Mr. Zimmett, who then walked towards the bunker exit. The students followed him and saw him entering a code at the control panel next to the outer door. Despite Bonnie's attempt to intervene, they couldn't stop him, leading to the failure of the second experiment. Curious about Mr. Zimmett's actions, James questioned him about coughing during the paper pulling moment. In response, James discovered a box at the teacher's desk. Upon examination, he found layers of flyers with a gay farmer and a civil engineer at the bottom, and all other professions on top. This led James to suspect that Mr. Zimmett intentionally humiliated the gay farmer. However, Mr. Zimmett argued that James misunderstood, comparing him to a caveman in Plato's cave, caught in his own illusions. Despite this, James remained convinced that Mr. Zimmett had hidden motives in assigning professions and identities. James suggested a third round of the experiment, but only Petra agreed to participate, while Mr. Zimmett reluctantly consented with the condition that James would assume the role of a florist. This time, the terms placed them on a deserted island. Under the guise of inspecting the bunker, Mr. Zimmett concealed the machine gun and carried a pistol with him. While the teacher sat by the shore, Petra approached him, proposing her own set of rules for the experiment. She took charge of selecting the occupants for the bunker, a responsibility previously decided by the group. However, Mr. Zimmett refused Petra's choices and attempted to force those selected by him into the bunker. Despite his efforts, the students Petra had chosen stood their ground. Mr. Zimmett, in a bid to assert control, reached for his gun, only to find it missing. Unbeknownst to him, Petra had taken the gun when he wasn't looking. She handed the weapon and 2 bullets to the teacher. Meanwhile, James, having tracked the location of the hidden machine gun, used this knowledge to confront Mr. Zimmett. Threateningly, James coerced the teacher to leave the situation, ultimately gaining the upper hand. As Mr. Zimmett insisted on a code known solely to him for accessing the bunker, Bonnie unexpectedly revealed the code to everyone. Her close proximity to the teacher during the door's opening allowed her photographic memory to capture the combination effortlessly. The final vacant spot in the bunker remained, and when Petra offered it to Bonnie, she declined. Subsequently, Petra turned to Chips the carpenter as the next choice. However, Chips turned the tables on Petra and maneuvered her into the bunker, sealing the doors from the outside. Taking charge, Chips led the remaining students onto a boat, transporting them to another island where they could secure their survival. Inside the bunker, Petra, James, and the other students spent a year passing time with poker games, poetry readings, and acting out theatrical pieces. As the year drew to a close, Petra finally opened the bunker doors, marking the end of their seclusion. As the students realized that the island remained untouched by nuclear devastation, they thrived contrary to Mr. Zimmett's belief that without specific professions like a carpenter, midwife, or senator, they couldn't build civilization and survive. However, a sudden threat emerged as a bomb materialized on the island, poised to bring destruction. James, prepared to activate the bomb, was halted by Mr. Zimmett, who appeared from his seclusion in the rocks after losing track of time. Intent on stopping James, Zimmett fired a warning shot, but the students rallied to protect their friend. Ultimately, James pushed the button, initiating the bomb. In an unexpected turn, Chips revealed an experiment within the experiment. Sacrificing himself, he guided the group to another island. Sadly, all the men in Chips' group met accidental deaths, leaving Chips as the sole surviving male. Being young, he couldn't be infertile, indicating a potential opportunity for the group's future survival. The guy, using his carpentry skills, creates a personal haven where he has a different girl for each day, except Sunday, his designated day of rest, leading to light-hearted laughter among the students. As they hand in their textbooks and depart, Petra lingers behind in the classroom. Closing the office door behind her, Petra confronts Mr. Zimmett, referring to him by his first name, Eric. She expresses her discontent with Eric's actions, accusing him of purposefully manipulating James into a role as a gay farmer out of jealousy and to demean him. Petra highlights the futility of this action as James remains unaware of the connection between Eric and Petra. Petra declares her decision to leave with James for another city, despite Eric's plea for her to stay. After bidding Eric farewell with a kiss, Petra departs, leaving the story's conclusion open-ended. In one scenario, Eric continues his work as a teacher, while another perspective reveals him gazing at the gun, leaving the audience with ambiguity. As the movie draws to a close, thank you for tuning in, guys.